Bruno. Wow, it's been ages, huh? How have you been? It's gotta be, 5 years since we broke up? Time really flies, doesn't it? Hey, Bruno, are you there? I wanted to talk to you about something crazy. So I was scrolling through a news site the other day, and guess what I saw? They were doing a special feature on young entrepreneurs. And there you were. They had a photo of you and everything. At first, I was like, wait, no way. But then I was like, oh my God, that's definitely him. I kept reading and it said you're an actual CEO right now. Like, that means you're super important, right? And then they were all talking about how super successful your company is. You guys make $5 million a year? That's amazing. I actually gasped out loud. You know, I always said you had potential. Looks like I was right, huh? Bruno. Hello? I mean, come on, don't you think this kind of message deserves a reply? Your ex-girlfriend is over here, reaching out, wanting to talk to you. That's kind of rare, don't you think? And you're still not reading these? You're probably just not checking your phone, right? That must be it. Because the mega serious and responsible Bruno I know, there's no way he'd just leave me on red. I mean, like, this is me we're talking about, right? Maybe this was bad timing. Oh well, I'll try again tomorrow. Talk to you later, Snookums. Mwah.
Cindy, please, I need you right now. This is not a joke, not a drill.
Whoa there, Bruno. Let's take a chill pill, okay? You're scaring me. What happened? Are you okay? Did someone die?
It's Amber. She just messaged me out of nowhere. She sent me dozens of texts back to back. It was like a flood. Just instead of water, it was annoyance, anger, and anxiety.
Wait, Amber? As in the snake who vanished after nuking our lives?
Yeah, that Amber. The messages just kept coming, long ones. I couldn't even look at them.
Oh my God, why is she crawling out of her crypt now?
She saw the article. You remember the interview that I did a while back?
The one that called you a rising genius? The one that had your company's review numbers in bold print?
That's the one. And suddenly I'm worth her time again.
Unreal. She goes silent for 5 years and now she's back because she smells money?
I didn't open her texts, just caught the previews and the notifications. That was more than enough.
What did she say? What kind of poison is she pouring now?
Stuff like, so proud of you and let's get married now. She literally referenced the revenue like it was a proposal pitch.
That's disgusting. She's treating you like a gold mine she forgot to finish looting.
Honestly, part of me was waiting for this. It's why I never blocked her, just in case.
You knew she'd come sniffing around once she thought you were rich.
Yeah, she's shallow but consistent. I just didn't expect her to be this bold.
You didn't open the messages, right?
No, notifications only. Still shows as unread. She probably thinks I haven't seen them.
Good, keep it that way. She feeds on attention. Red is blood in the water.
I figured. Still, it makes me sick.
Let me guess, she wants money?
She didn't say it outright, but come on. She actually brought up the specific $5 million figure they had in the paper. Now I'm suddenly soulmate material, I guess.
Pathetic. How dare she slither back after what she did to both of us?
I honestly don't think she remembers. Like, stealing your fiancé was just a side quest.
Yeah, trust me, I remember every last detail. But people like her, they never do. They rewrite the past so they can sleep at night.
She's acting like nothing ever happened, like we're long-lost lovers.
She thinks you're still the same guy she dumped. She has no idea who you became, who you're with now.
It's honestly insulting.
It's more than insulting. And trust me, she's just warming up. Okay, listen to me. Really listen. Amber read that article, saw your face, saw the numbers, and now she wants back in like nothing happened. Not because she loves you, because you're rich now, because you're a headline.
Yeah, I know you're right. But the second I saw her name pop up, it felt like someone stabbed me in the chest.
I get it, I do, but this isn't about feelings anymore. This is survival. She's not trying to reconnect, she's trying to claim a payout.
You really think she's figured out where I live?
Bruno, have you met her? She once tracked her ex using Instagram filters and a cafe background. Of course she can find your address. She's obsessive, she's calculated, and you're exactly the kind of story she'd love to hijack.
That's horrifying. I didn't even think of that.
Then start thinking. You need to move immediately. If she shows up at your door, she won't come with apologies. She'll come with luggage.
That feels dramatic, extreme even. It's been 5 years.
That's what makes it worse. You've forgotten what she's capable of. She hasn't. She's been lurking, watching, waiting for the moment you looked vulnerable again.
Do you really believe she's thought all this through?
Bruno, this is the same woman who lied to your face while dating 3 people behind your back, including my fiancé. Yes, I believe it.
Oh, God.
I'm serious. You have 2 days, max. After that, she's on your doorstep or in your inbox with screenshots and delusions.
2 days? I have meetings, deadlines. I can't just vanish.
That's why I'm offering to help. We pack tonight, call a mover, find a crash pad. I already have options bookmarked.
I was supposed to rest this week. Take a breath for once.
Well, change of plans. You're now speed running a getaway. Welcome to emotional self-defense.
I don't even have a new place lined up.
Oh, that's cute. You think I didn't prepare for this exact disaster? I've had an emergency list since she messaged me last year.
Wait, she messaged you too?
Yep, out of the blue, one fake friendly text. I blocked her in 2 seconds. That was all I needed to see.
You really believe she's that dangerous?
I believe she's that determined. And if we don't get ahead of this, she'll eat your life like it's dessert.
Okay, you win. I'm convinced.
Good, then let's pack. She's not going to get her claws in you again.
I can't believe this is actually happening.
Believe it, and get moving. Tapes in the drawer, bubble wraps on the couch. Let's ghost her before she haunts us.
You're terrifying. And also the best.
I know. Now get your shoes on. We've got 36 hours and a psycho to outrun. Bruno? Still nothing? Not even a hey? Not even a dot? Unbelievable. You seriously haven't changed one bit. You were always like this, forgetting to charge your phone, letting messages pile up, totally spaced out unless someone shook your shoulders. I used to get so frustrated, remember? But now, I don't know, it's actually kind of adorable. That clueless little part of you, it's just so you, nostalgic even. Anyway, I think I've done enough waiting around. I've made a decision. I've decided that I am going to marry you. Shocking, right? But listen, it just makes sense when you think about it. We had our issues, sure. I mean, you didn't exactly have your act together back then. No money, no job, just vague dreams and empty words. But now you're someone real, someone impressive. A CEO of a company putting in $5 million a year? Wow, triple wow even. That's the version of you I always knew was hiding under the surface. And now that you've finally become him, well, I'm ready to forgive the past and take you back. You don't have to thank me right away. Just take it in, let it settle. Oh, and guess what? By a total stroke of luck, I found your address. Crazy, right? I know, I couldn't believe it either. It's like fate wants us to reunite. So I'm coming over tomorrow. We'll have tea or wine or something stronger, whatever suits the mood. And if everything feels right, maybe I'll just stay permanently. Don't keep me waiting, okay? Bruno, still no reply. This is getting kind of silly, don't you think? Like, seriously, it's been days now, and you still haven't even read any of my texts. What in the world is even going on here? I mean, come on, there's no way you haven't at least glanced at them by now. Oh, I get it. You're pretending you haven't seen them. You're planning some kind of romantic surprise, right? Oh, that's just like you. You're always so dramatic, but honestly, I'm touched. That's enough playing around, though. Let's get serious. I'm heading over this afternoon, okay? I should be there around 3, give or take. Make sure you're home. Also, I'd appreciate it if you could have some money ready. Nothing crazy, just, a little something to celebrate our reunion. Let's call it love money, something sweet and symbolic. To keep it simple, 5 million yen should do. It's really not that much for someone like you now, right? I'm not being unreasonable. This is a special occasion after all. Honestly, I still can't believe how far you've come from that clueless boy I used to babysit emotionally to this impressive CEO level man with a high rise and a fortune. You're welcome, by the way. I always knew you had potential. As your fiancé, yeah, I'm just going to start saying it, I think it's fair to expect you to check my messages every single day. I mean, how else are we supposed to plan our future together? Oh, and just so you're aware, I already terminated my lease. My apartment's cleared out and my stuff's being delivered to your place tomorrow, so please make sure there's space for everything. You can clear out one of the spare rooms for me. Or actually, I think I'll just take yours. You've kept me waiting for long enough. It's about time we started living like a real couple.
Hold on, what do you mean my apartment? You said you'll be here in 2 hours? Are you serious right now?
Of course I'm serious. I told you I found your address. I double-checked everything myself. You weren't saying anything, so I figured I'd take the initiative. I'm literally on the train as we speak.
You're on the train to a place I never invited you to with zero reply from me? You thought that was okay?
Come on, don't act so shocked. You're just playing coy. I know you've seen my messages, probably through the notifications. You're trying to pull some romantic, surprise me in person kind of thing, right? Well, guess what? I beat you to it.
Okay, no, you've got this completely backwards. I don't live there anymore. I moved out.
Excuse me? Since when? Why on earth would you move out of a place that nice?
Since you decided to show up uninvited and start referring to yourself as my fiancé. I'm staying at a hotel now. Everything's moved out.
Then fine, tell me the name of the hotel you're staying at. I'll head straight there. We're meant to be together, remember? I already left my apartment for you.
Meant to be? We haven't spoken in 5 years, and you show up like this, unannounced, demanding money and calling it love?
Why are you making this so hard? You're not a broke loser anymore. You're finally the man I always said you could be. So yeah, I'm ready to take you back.
Right, because I'm no longer the freeloader you once couldn't stand. Now that there's money involved, you magically remember me?
Don't twist it. You quit your job out of nowhere and just stopped. What was I supposed to think? You looked completely useless.
What you saw was me building a future. I left that job to launch a startup, the same company that's now getting featured in news articles.
Wait, what? Are you, for real right now?
Yeah, I told you as much back then. You just never cared enough to listen. You thought I was some useless dropout? I quit that job because I was building something. That company you read about, the one with the article and the photos, I helped create that from the ground up.
Wait, what are you talking about? You quit to start a company?
Yeah, me and 3 college friends, we founded it together. It's right there in the article if you bothered to read beyond the headline.
I didn't know that. I seriously didn't. I thought you just checked out, that you gave up. You never told me.
I did tell you. I told you over dinner, remember? The night you rolled your eyes, called me pathetic, and stormed out halfway through the appetizer?
That's not fair. You didn't explain anything clearly. You just said you were quitting. You didn't say it was part of some plan. I thought you were turning into one of those bitter unemployed guys who sits at home all day.
You didn't give me the chance. You heard the word quit and tuned out everything that came after. You already decided who I was and walked out like I was garbage.
Okay, maybe I jumped to conclusions, but can you really blame me? You weren't exactly great at communicating back then.
No, you just weren't interested unless I was already successful.
That's not true. Look, the past is the past, right? We were both immature, we both made mistakes, but now we're different. You've grown into someone incredible, and I've been thinking about everything. Let's start over. I mean it. Let's get married. For real this time. No more misunderstandings. No more walking away. Let's just do it. You and me. Clean slate.
You really think we can just wipe the slate clean after everything you did?
It's not like I meant to hurt anyone. People grow apart. That happens.
You didn't just grow apart. You dumped me because you thought I had no future. You called me a leech and walked out without even hearing me out. Then what, 2 weeks later, you hooked up with my sister's fiancé?
It wasn't like that. He and I just clicked.
Right, until you found someone richer. You hadn't even been officially dating each other for 2 months before you broke up with him and hooked up with my friend Hoshina's husband. Another person's life you blew apart like it was nothing.
That wasn't my fault. They weren't happy anyway. Besides, if you think about it, I was just finding someone who suited me better.
You mean richer, more powerful, easier to show off. You collect people like their handbags and toss them out when they don't shine enough.
You're twisting everything.
No, I'm remembering it exactly as it happened. You left wreckage behind every time you moved on. So tell me, how does it feel to live by stealing what isn't yours?
I never stole anything. I just followed my heart.
Then listen to mine. I don't want you. Not now, not ever. I'd rather be alone than ever go back to you.
This is so totally insane. Why are you being so stubborn? I heard that you were finally worth my time, so I decided to give you the privilege of being my husband. A CEO like you should be begging for a hot trophy wife like me.
Actually, let me clear something up. I'm not the CEO.
What are you talking about? The article said you were a top executive.
I am. I'm the CFO. But the actual CEO, the one running the company day to day, that's Hoshina.
You've got to be joking. Hoshina? You mean that sad little woman I ran circles around back in the day? The one I humiliated without even trying?
Yeah, her. That sad little woman is my fiancée. She's the one I trust, the one who built the company beside me, the one who never gave up on me when things were hard.
You have lost your mind. I came back for you. I gave you the chance of a lifetime. And you're throwing it away for some washed-up second-hand woman you used to pity?
You didn't come back for me. You came back for a number on a screen, for a title, a status symbol. You never once asked how I was. You just assumed you still had a claim.
Don't act like I'm nobody. Do you have any idea how many men would kill to be with me? And yet here I am offering you a second chance. Most people would grovel for that, and you're telling me no?
That's exactly what I'm telling you. I'm not groveling. I'm not begging. I'm saying no. Firmly. Finally.
Unreal. You're seriously choosing her over me? You're throwing me away?
You were never mine to throw away. You walked out. I just made sure the door stayed closed.
You were lying. You're saying all this because you're angry right now, but deep down, you still love me. I know you do. I was everything to you once. Don't pretend that just vanished.
If I could delete every memory of you from my life, I would without hesitation.
Unbelievable. After everything I gave up for you, I cut ties with my family. I ended my lease. I packed up my entire life. I moved over here for you.
I never asked you to.
I did it because I believed in us. And do you know how much I spent getting ready? I bought clothes, home goods, things to make your apartment feel like ours. I spent over $30,000 of money that I didn't have for you. I was trying to make it perfect, and you're treating me like I'm trash.
Because this wasn't about love, it was about ownership. You thought you could walk in, drop money, and I'd just fall in line.
But what am I supposed to do about all the money I spent for you? I was counting on you to help me with that. You're rich now. You were supposed to take care of me.
Cindy already warned me. She said you had taken out a ton of debt and would try to pin it on me. Looks like she was right.
I cannot believe this. You're seriously going to let me go broke? You're going to stand there with all your money and just watch me drown?
You're not drowning. You're just finally standing in the mess you made. And no one is coming to save you. I blocked her the moment she hung up. No second chances, no final words. Then I warned my staff. I told them to expect her because I knew she'd come. And I was right. That same evening, she stormed into the company lobby screaming my name like it still belonged to her. Security responded within seconds. She resisted. Her bag spilled across the tile. There were various lethal items inside that made everyone freeze. We called the police. She was arrested on the spot and taken away, still yelling that I owed her everything. Her parents came a week later. They looked exhausted and ashamed. They said the police had contacted them and that they were sorry. I told them I didn't need an apology. I just needed distance. They took her back home to live with them. She's under their vigilant watch now, working off her debt day by day. And me? I go home to peace, to Hoshina, to a life I built with someone who never once tried to claim me. For the first time in years, I finally breathe easy.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Lily, it's been 3 years, huh? How are you doing? Are you alive? Don't tell me you've given up on life. Why are you texting me all of a sudden? How dare you text me again? Oh, you're alive. What do you want? I thought I should tell you this news. What news? I'm getting married to Evan! Oh, about that. Huh? You already knew about it? Yes. You've been bragging about it all over the place, Allie, saying you're holding a wedding worth $50K. Oh. Well, you're right. Evan and I are gonna hold a wedding worth $50K. Where did you find all that money? Huh? Why? You both had to pay me a total of $10,000 and $100,000 for compensation, but you had money left to hold a wedding? Oh, about that. It's true that we were broke after you ripped us off in the name of compensation, but my dad passed away the other day. Really? Oh no, I'm sorry for your loss. Come on, I don't need you to comfort me. I was so lucky because I inherited a lot from him. Huh? So we decided to take advantage of our situation and hold an extravagant wedding. Okay, I see. Well, if you knew already, I'll just get to the point. I'll send out the invitation soon, so I hope you can come. What? Wait, you're planning to invite me? Of course. No, wait, who would invite the ex-wife of the groom? Hear me out. I'm inviting all the club members from college, and if I don't invite you despite you being one of them, doesn't that seem weird? All of them basically know that Evan and I were once a married couple. If I go, they'll look at me with curiosity. I don't want to go. So, I thought it would be a great occasion to appeal that we've gotten over everything and our friendship is back. Huh? I told everyone that already, so you can come without worrying about a thing. I'm not going. Don't say that. First of all, we're not back to being friends. Our friendship is gone forever. I'll send you the invite soon. I told you I'm not going. Hey, why did you send us back the invitation saying you'll be absent? You promised that you'll be there. Are you too dumb to read our message history that happened just a few sentences ago? But you received an invitation. Don't you feel like you should be present to be nice? No way. Either way, I already had plans on the day of the wedding, so I can't go. What? Do I have to tell you which is more important, your plans or a wedding? Nope, my plans are more important this time. Why? I've been telling you that I won't be there since the beginning. What are you surprised about? No, you have to come. You're annoying me. I need you to come. Why? The club members from college all sent us back the invitation saying they'll be absent unless you come to our wedding. OMG, really? Did you do something, Lily? It's nothing, really. They asked me if I really got back to being friends with you and if I'm going to your wedding. So I told them everything you texted me and replied that there's no way I'm going. What? It's everyone's decision that they chose to be absent. What? What the hell did you do? Huh? The most important part is that we made up and are back to being friends. Okay, I have no other choice. I'm going to your house directly. Huh? Why? I will make you write that you're going to be present at the wedding no matter what. If I can show that to the club members who are planning to be absent, it would prove that you're coming. You think they'll also be present if you do that? Yep. I doubt it's going to work out so easily. First of all, I don't want to sign that I'll be present. I'll visit you in a few days. Don't you dare try to escape. Then let me be completely honest with you. I'm abroad on your wedding day. Really? He got a job transfer abroad, so I'm following him. On the day of your wedding, I'll already be in our new house abroad. Well, then you can just come back for my wedding. Huh? Okay, decided. Wait. Lily, what is going on? Huh? What? I'm asking you for an explanation. What about? You're gonna get married to Joseph? Huh? No way. Why would I marry that bastard? That's a big no from me. Hey, don't badmouth Joseph. What? Joseph was the most handsome out of all my exes. A normal girl like you doesn't deserve him. Give him back to me. What are you saying? I know that Joseph is your ex, but I thought you were getting married to Evan. You don't make sense. Don't change the topic. You said you were going abroad preparing for your marriage. I can take your spot. What? I can't bear it if Joseph is leaving the country. I'll give you back Evan. Joseph is mine. It's unfair that you're the only one ending up happy. I'm telling you, my boyfriend is not Joseph. How did our conversation end up this way? So you're gonna lie to me until the very end, huh? Okay then, I'll steal Joseph back from you. Calm down. You better be prepared. Lily, Joseph is mine. Huh? What is going on? To sum it up, I got back with Joseph. Huh? You guys really got back together? Yes. Now you have no other choice but to give up on getting married to Joseph. Gosh, I got blocked and I couldn't get in touch. Within 2 weeks, all this happens? What are you so surprised about? Joseph was mine and you should give him back to me. Okay, I've returned him to you. Huh? Well, it's weird to say that I returned him to you, but I guess this is why I didn't see him for the past 2 weeks. Thanks for getting rid of my stalker. Huh? Stalker? Actually, since I got a divorce with Evan, Joseph has been making a move on me. But I knew that he was after my family's money, so I never took him seriously. Family's money? It looks like Joseph is in a lot of debt. Debt? After he got to know that I would be following my boyfriend abroad after his job transfer, he started being even more annoying. Huh? Then, when Joseph was talking at the door of your house? I guess I was telling him to stop following me around when he was waiting for me in front of my house. What? I see. You misunderstood seeing that. Oh, by the way. Huh? You inherited some money from your father, right? Have you checked the balance left in your bank account? Huh? Why do you bring that up now? I just told you that Joseph is in debt. Did you tell him about you inheriting money? Oh, I'll go check my balance right away. My balance. It was 0. Huh? The money in my bank account. I used to have nearly 200K, but it's all gone now. Oh, I knew it. What should I do? I can't pay for my wedding now. Right, it was scheduled for the beginning of next month, right? Hey, Lily, can I borrow $50K? Huh? You're asking me? Because... Well, I guess you can't tell anyone. Your bad habit of stealing showed again, and you cheated on your husband right before your marriage, and he stole all your money you inherited. At this point, Evan would also dump me. Oh, I think you don't have to worry about that. Huh? Oh, you didn't know? He can't make anyone pregnant. What? But he wants a boy who can be the heir. As long as the father is from the same family, they don't care who the baby's father is. What? Yeah, it's pretty surprising, right? It was so hard for me too when I just got married. When I visited his parents' house, some guys would actually try to harass me. But after tackling them to the floor, they all stopped. Oh, you're a black belt in judo. Yep, I never thought it would come in handy in this situation. So, well, the thing is, considering what I did, Evan's family was saying that they preferred someone experienced and carefree like you, and were all being mean to me when I got a divorce. Huh? Well, it depends on how we think about it. They're a pretty unique family, but you're welcome to buy them, so good for you. Pretty unique? More like abnormal. I can't marry into a crazy family. Goodbye. No. No! Hey, Lily! After that, Allie asked to break off their engagement, but all of his family, including Evan, knew that she was in a relationship with Joseph. After they made sure she was not pregnant, they refused to wait until the wedding and got officially married by paper. Half a year later, I heard from my friend that Allie got pregnant. At first glance, it seems like she was living a happy marriage life despite stealing someone's husband. But in reality, it seems like Evan's family paid for the wedding after they let her off the hook for cheating on him with Joseph, and after he took all of her inheritance. Thinking about all the things that happened behind the scenes, it gives me shivers. Joseph was arrested soon after that, but the $200K that fortunately came back ended up going to Evan's family.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Yo, Shane, my man, how's it going, dog? What are you up to these days? Oh, wow. Thanks for messaging me, dude. You reminded me of something important. Oh, yeah? Always glad to be of assistance. What did I remind you of? That I never blocked your phone number. And that's a mistake I'll be remedying right now. Goodbye, for good this time. Oh, come on, man. You can't do that to me. After all we've been through. If all we've been through is what we're going off of, what I should do to you would get me a life sentence. Which would be totally worth it, by the way. Yikes, Shane. Chill out, would you? Nah, no need to be concerned about that. I'm perfectly chill. Now, back when you slept with my wife and broke up my marriage, I was definitely not chill for a pretty long time. But right now, yeah, I'm totally chill. If I had to say, my feelings for you right now are more like the way you feel when you're driving down the road, and then a massive bug splats on your windshield right in front of your eyes. Then you turn on your windshield wipers, and all it does is spread the splattered bug guts all over the windshield. That's a pretty vivid metaphor. But why are you still so upset about it? That was all 3 years ago. And I broke it off with that chick forever ago. Yeah, I heard. Oh, you did? How? After you dumped her, she came crawling back to me. She was all like, I made one little mistake, give me another chance. That went on for about a month before she finally gave up. I actually had to talk to my divorce lawyer and have him get me a restraining order against her. Yeah, that sounds like her. But it sounds like that's all been worked out, so don't you think it's time you let bygones be bygones? And why should I? Because we were best friends back in school, dude. Seriously, we had some absolutely legendary adventures, didn't we? It's not too late to start again, man. Let's you and me go party like the good old days. I'd rather lick the bug stain I mentioned in my last metaphor than hang out with you again. Goodbye. I don't know if you really want to do that, Shane. There's something important I have to tell you, and trust me, you really want to hear this. Oh, yeah? Yeah, it's about your wife. What about my wife? I heard you got remarried, so I wanted to see what the buzz was all about. So I did some digging, and wow, you really hit the jackpot, dude! You have about 10 seconds until I block your number, so get to the point. I just wanted to tell you that I'm now 2-0 for stealing your chicks, Shane. I've now slept with both of your wives. Nice try, Kellen, but you're either mistaken or lying. I know where my wife is. She went to visit her parents today. Oh, is that what she told you? Yeah, she's been planning on visiting her folks all week. Wow, she was so excited to meet up with me again that she spent a whole week lying to you. Sorry, bro, but she's next to me in bed right now. No, Kellen, she's not. She just walked in the front door. Man, I feel really bad for you. You're so crushed that now 2 girls have picked me over you that you're hallucinating. Sorry to break it to you, but this is reality. And the reality is that your wife is never coming back to you. I'm kinda curious, is the problem that I'm just way too manly or that you're way too unmanly? Who am I kidding? It's obviously the first one. Look, dude, I have zero idea what you're going on about, but my wife hates playboy losers like you more than anything else in the whole world. And I know for a fact that she never has and never will cheat on me. Were you not listening to me? I just told you she's cheating on you right now. Like we're literally getting ready for round 2, dude. Oh, looks like she's ready now. Gotta go. I'll tell her you said goodbye. Yo, Shane, so how are you doing? Has the reality that your wife left you for me and you're single again sunk in yet? Man, how are you even getting by without anyone to do all your chores for you? I bet you've got dishes and laundry piled up to the ceiling. Just try not to end up on one of those hoarder TV shows, will ya? I'm not 8 years old, Kellen. I know how to wash dishes and do the laundry. I also know what day garbage day is, so no need to worry about me. Man, your wife made me breakfast this morning and it was incredible. I'll bet it was her cooking that really sealed the deal, huh? It's crazy to think that you've been eating handmade food like this every day. And even crazier to think that I'm gonna eat it every day now. God, that's gotta be the absolute worst, isn't it? You went from fresh eggs and bacon to microwave breakfast burritos. Actually, my wife makes pretty good handmade breakfast burritos, and I just had some this morning. Huh? Oh, you must have still had some leftovers from the last time she made breakfast for you. You'd better watch the expiration date on that stuff. You're gonna get salmonella or something. No, she made them fresh this morning. All right, I remember you were hallucinating that your wife was still at home with you the other day. I guess that means you're hallucinating the breakfast burritos too, then? You're gonna starve to death in a week at this rate. Kellen. Yeah, dog? I think you're the one who's hallucinating. My wife's right here in my house. I'm talking to her right now. I doubt that you'll believe me even if I tell you, but it's the truth, so... Do you think you could knock off these texts? Oh my God, bro, have some dignity! Do you think you could knock off these texts? Oh, you sound like such a loser! Are we done here? I'm kinda busy right now. We're getting ready to go on our honeymoon. We were too busy to go back when we first got married, so we've been really looking forward to it. Nah, dog, please don't tell me. Your honeymoon? I've been sleeping with your wife every night for the last few days, and you're over there getting ready for your honeymoon? You're freaking mental, man. Get help. Oh, God, I think I'm gonna pull a muscle from laughing so hard. This is the best. Go ahead and laugh it up, Kellen. I have no idea what you're talking about. My wife's across the room from me, packing up her own suitcase. I have no idea what your angle is trying to gaslight me into thinking my wife isn't here when she totally is. But for real, dude, get a life that doesn't involve whatever the hell this is. Get a life? There's one I haven't heard since we were in middle school. You're so pathetic. We're going to our neighbors in a few minutes to have them take in our mail for us for the next few weeks. Wait a second. So you're being for real then? You're actually going on your honeymoon this weekend? Yup, bye. This is insane! Like, what are you gonna do when she doesn't show up at the airport? Or are you gonna take 2 suitcases along and hope she meets up with you later on? Oh God, this is starting to get sad, but it's still freaking hilarious! So Shane, how's your solo honeymoon treating you? Was it nice to have 2 seats all to yourself on the airplane? Did you get to have both of your in-flight meals? Are you taking a bunch of selfies and editing her face into the picture with you? Oh, no, wait, I got it. I'll bet you're bringing along a blow-up doll or something with you and telling everyone it's your wife. Man, I wish I could see you right now. Like you're at an expensive restaurant ordering 2 plates of fancy food, then you pick up a fork and shove it in the doll's mouth. I bet the other people at the restaurant can't decide whether to laugh, cry, or call the police on you. My God in heaven, I could feel my phone vibrating like crazy in my pocket. And now I see that you've just been blowing up my phone for the last few minutes. Again, thanks for your concern, but I'm really on my real honeymoon with my real wife. She's not a blow-up doll. How much longer are you planning on keeping up this charade, dude? Like, for real? Do I need to fly over to wherever you are right now and slap some sense into you? Oh, I know what'll shake you back to reality. The truth is, I've got some brand new news that's for sure gonna bring your whole world crashing down around you. I'm on a real vacation with your wife right now, and guess what? She's pregnant! Oh, wow. That's nice. Who's the father? It's me, you moron! Since I went and knocked her up, we're not gonna be able to take any trips together for a while. So we thought we'd have one last hurrah before she had to start taking it easy. Too much walking can be bad for the baby. Hold on. So that means that you actually are romantically involved with someone right now? Yeah, dude, I'm banging your wife. I thought I made that clear. Yeah, that's what you were telling me, but wow. So you actually are banging someone. What the? What's your deal, bro? You don't think I'm man enough to bag your chicks? I've already done it twice now. Well, you did it once anyway, but I was pretty sure you were just making it up completely this time around. There you go again, clinging to hope that your wife still loves you. It's over, Shane. You lost. I won. She's mine now. You need to get over her for your own sake. Yeah, about this her you're talking about. The reason I haven't pried any further is because, like I said, I figured you were just trying to get me mad for some weird reason. But you say you're really with my wife on vacation right now, huh? Yeah! Does this mean you're finally ready to admit it? What's her name? You want me to tell you your wife's name? Yeah, the woman you're with right now. What's her name? You know her name. It's Shawnee, you freaking idiot. Shawnee? Ah, there we go. It looks like reality is finally set in now. That's right, Shane. Just like I did with your first wife, I made Shawnee my girl. Kellen, wow, I don't know how to tell you this, but first off, you're wrong. My wife and I are on our honeymoon together right now. She's not a delusion or a hallucination or a blow-up doll. We arrived at our destination yesterday evening, and we're chilling at the hotel poolside cafe right now. Come on, dude. I thought you were past this. Listen, Kellen, there's something very important that you should know. My wife's name is not Shawnee. What? What are you talking about? It's that simple. Shawnee is not my wife. Then what the hell is your wife's name? Molly. No freaking way, dude. That Molly? Yep, that Molly. The girl that we went to school with all the way from kindergarten to high school. No, I don't believe you. Not for 1 second. There's no way, no possible way that you got married to my first crush. Do you follow my Instagram? Yeah. Hold on. Okay, go check my feed. I just posted a picture of the two of us. Oh my God! You can see today's date on the newspaper I'm holding, right? Do you believe me now? This is just way too crazy. So that brings us to the next problem. The woman you're with right now, Shawnee. Oh, geez, that's right. Who is this chick I bagged anyway? I mean, I saw her hanging around outside your house all the time. I thought for sure she was your wife. But now you're telling me that you two aren't married? Who is she? She's a girl that was stalking me for a few years. No way! Back when I was still married to my first wife, she was one of my co-workers. She had a massive crush on me, and no matter how many times I turned her down because I was married, she never took a hint. And then a while later, I got divorced, thanks to you. And when that happened, things went from bad to worse. She got this crazy idea in her head that I had divorced my wife in order to be with her. She started spending her entire workday sending me messages on the company's internal chat system. She'd blow off meetings just to come over to my office and stare at me through the window. Eventually, her behavior got so bad that the company had no choice but to fire her. They fired her? But that means it must have been crazy bad. Dude, you have no idea how bad it got with her. Like this one time I was talking to another girl about a project we were working on together, and then Shawnee started shouting at me that I was cheating on her. She went around to all the other branches and told as many people as she could that I was cheating on her with that girl. And that all ended with me getting the second restraining order of my life against her. Holy cow, man! Holy cow doesn't do this situation justice, dude. You're telling me that crazy woman was still hanging around my house even with a restraining order? Well, I guess it's not a big problem anymore. You did me a massive favor by taking her off my hands for me. No way, dude. I don't think so. There is no way I'm sticking around with a psycho chick like her. I'm breaking up with her and going back home right now. Aren't you forgetting something, Kellen? She's pregnant with your child. Oh, yeah, she is. You're a big daddy now, man. You've got to support your wife and kid. God, no! I'm stuck with this crazy woman for life now? Yup, good luck. I'm gonna get back to spending time with my non-crazy wife now. Shane, wait! So, are you just gonna leave me like this? Exactly what do you expect me to do for you? Whatever situation you're in right now has absolutely nothing to do with me. Yeah, it does. This woman was your stalker, wasn't she? Yeah, but tell me, Kellen, who approached who? Did you make the first move? Well, yeah. And then one thing led to another, leaving us where we are today. She's pregnant, and you have no one to blame but yourself. But I only tried to get with her because I thought she was your wife. Well, you thought wrong. Later, Kellen. Shane, please, you've got to do something. I don't know what, but do something. I don't know what it was, but I had this weird feeling that Kellen was up to something from the first time he texted me. That's the only reason I didn't block him. I thought that I would be better off having some way of tracking his moves. But once I finally figured out what was really going on, that was all I needed to know, so I blocked his number. Me and my wife had a great time on our honeymoon, and as soon as I got back, I got a message from another friend. He said he had some news that he'd been dying to give to me. It seems Kellen did the right thing for what might be the first time in his life. He married Shawnee. The reason he was after my second wife was apparently that he got wind that she was the heiress to one of the wealthier families in the area. That is true, but again, that's my wife Molly, not my former stalker Shawnee. Speaking of Shawnee, I got some news about her too. Her family is an absolute disaster area. Her parents are two of the biggest deadbeats you'll ever meet, and they haven't held a steady job since Shawnee was a grade schooler. She's also got a younger brother who spends all of the family's money on video games and fast food. So where does that leave my poor former friend Kellen? He's got to make enough money to support his crazy stalker wife, their kid, her deadbeat parents, and her loser kid brother. Good luck with that, dude.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
OMG. Liv, you will not believe what just happened. Guess who just spilled their entire matcha latte all over their brand new designer bag? It was so tragic. The horror, the stains. Skylar, what do you want? I'm actually having a nice afternoon for once. Rude. I just wanted to share my trauma. A Girl Scout event, you know. Anyway, then, get this. The super cute barista totally winked at me while he was cleaning up the matcha massacre. Maybe it was a sign. What do you think? Soulmate alert? Skylar, please, I really don't have time for your romantic mishaps right now. Was there something you actually needed? Ouch, cold as ice, as always. Fine, be boring. But you're missing out on some serious potential boyfriend intel. He had, like, the cutest little man bun. Anyway, speaking of potential, I got wind of a potential development in your romantic life. You know, one with a sparkly surprise. Skylar, if this is about... Oh, just drop it. I wasn't trying to make a big announcement. Make a big announcement? Honestly, a rock that size practically screams its own press release. So spill, when did perfect Caleb finally pop the question? Was it some over-the-top predictable thing, hot air balloons, singing waiters? It was private, and it was perfect for us. Can you just be normal for once? I just got engaged this morning, and I'd appreciate it if my own sister could offer something other than sarcasm. Normal? Where's the fun in that? Besides, I am being supportive. I'm just thoroughly investigating all the angles. Speaking of angles, have you considered Caleb's extracurricular activities? Don't even go there, Skylar. If you're trying to imply something... Imply? Who, me? Never. I just happened to have a little chat with someone who seems to think your fiancé has a very inclusive definition of the one. Maybe you should keep your eyes peeled, sis. You never know who might be admiring your new accessory. Toodles, enjoy the pre-wedding glow. It might be fleeting. Who did you talk to, Skylar? What are you trying to pull? Oh, just a friendly face, someone who knows Caleb intimately. They had some interesting insights into his character, things you might not be aware of in your blissful little bubble. I trust Caleb more than I trust you, that's for sure. You've always tried to undermine anything good that's happened to me. Why would this time be any different? Ouch, again, you wound me. I'm just looking out for you, Liv. You're always so naive. Falling headfirst into these things. Maybe a little reality check is what you need. From someone who, has your best interests at heart in their own special way. Your special way usually involves making me miserable. Just leave Caleb and me alone. Can't make any promises. Some things are just too juicy to ignore. And wouldn't it be tragic if you walked down the aisle completely oblivious? Just saying. Think about it. Toodles again. This matcha stain isn't going to stress clean itself. Morning, Liv. Hope you slept well. I know I sure didn't. You wouldn't believe who I spent the entire night with. Skylar, I don't know who you were with last night, and I don't care. Oh, I think you will care once you find out who it was. Remember me saying I had a friend of a friend who had some insights about Caleb? Well, surprise, it was me. You were the one spreading rumors about my fiancé? Not rumors, darling. Observations. I had a little reconnaissance mission. And let's just say Caleb is far more receptive than you think. Especially to someone who really gets him, like me. You slept with him? Last night. The night after he proposed to me. You are truly depraved. Depraved? Oh, dramatic much? We just have a connection, Caleb and I. A real one. Last night just solidified it. He sees a side of me that you're too busy planning your perfect little life to even notice. And my insights? Oh, totally accurate. You barely know him. You're doing this to hurt me because you've always been jealous. Hurt you? Oh, maybe a little. But I'm also being honest. Caleb and it just happened. One thing led to another. He's surprisingly uninhibited. My observations from yesterday were based on first-hand experience. I don't believe you. You're a liar and a manipulator. You know what I was doing last night? I was out to dinner with Caleb. A lovely romantic dinner to celebrate our engagement. He was with me all night. Oh, honey, you poor thing. You're in denial. I get it. It's hard to face the truth that your perfect little world might be crumbling. But trust me, Liv, Caleb was definitely with me. He was very convincing. Convincing you of what? Your own warped fantasy? He was with me, Skylar. We made plans for the wedding. We talked about our future. See, coping mechanisms. It's okay. It'll sink in eventually. But last night, that was real. The connection we have, real. You're just not ready to admit that your fiancé might have found someone more exciting. More exciting than the woman he just proposed to? You actually believe that? Let's just say I have first-hand knowledge of his preferences, and they align surprisingly well with mine. You'll see, Liv. Eventually you'll see. But in the meantime, enjoy your denial. It can be quite comforting. This conversation is over. Skylar, just stay away from Caleb. Can't make any promises. Some connections are just too strong to ignore. Toodles, sleep tight. You might need it. Caleb, we need to talk. Now.
Liv? Hey, what's wrong? You sound upset. Everything okay?
No, Caleb, everything is not okay. My sister Skylar has been saying some truly awful things.
Skylar, what has she done now? I got a couple of weird texts from her earlier, but I just ignored them. Something about hoping I had a good night's sleep. It was strange.
She's claiming the two of you, that you were together last night, all night.
What? Liv, that's insane. That's absolutely not true. I was with you all night. We had that amazing dinner. We came back to your place. I was with you.
That's what I know, Caleb. That's what I experienced. But she's so insistent. She's acting like she knows something I don't. She even implied she had some kind of connection with you.
A connection with Skylar? Liv, I barely know your sister. We've exchanged a few polite hellos at family gatherings. That's it. This is completely out of left field. What would make her say something like that?
That's what I need you to tell me. Is there anything at all that could have given her that impression? Have you spoken to her privately? Have you, I don't know, done anything that she could have misinterpreted?
Liv, look at me. Well, you can't, but you know me. I love you. I proposed to you yesterday. The thought of being with anyone else, especially your sister, is... honestly, it's repulsive. I haven't done anything. I haven't said anything. This has to be some kind of twisted game on her part. You know how Skylar can be.
I do know how Skylar can be, but she sounded so certain. She even mentioned a man bun. She said he had a man bun. You don't have a man bun, Caleb. You've never had a man bun.
A man bun? What the hell is going on? Liv, you know I've never grown my hair out like that. This is getting weirder and weirder.
That's not the only thing. She also mentioned a certain familiarity. Like she knew you better than I did. Caleb, is there anything you're not telling me? Anything at all?
Liv, there is something. Something I haven't told you. It's a bit complicated, and honestly, I was waiting for the right time to bring it up.
What is it? Caleb, you're scaring me.
I have a twin brother. His name is Jake. We're identical.
A twin brother? You have a twin brother and you never told me?
It's a long story. We haven't been close for years. He's had some issues. He's not the most reliable person. He actually just reappeared in my life a few weeks ago after being out of the country for a while. In fact, I haven't even told him about you, Liv. He doesn't even know your name.
Jake. His name is Jake. And he looks exactly like you?
Exactly. We're identical. Liv, are you thinking...
The man bun, the familiarity... Caleb, do you think Skylar might have encountered Jake? Mistaken him for you?
It's the only thing that makes any sense. He's been staying nearby. He's been trying to reconnect. Oh, Liv, I'm so sorry. I had no idea this could happen.
So, Skylar thinks she was with you, but it might have been Jake?
It has to be. He's always been a bit of a opportunist. If he thought he could... I don't even want to think about it. Liv, I swear to you, I was with you last night. It was me. It'll always be me. Hey there, had a blast last night. You leaving that old guy behind was the right move.
Caleb, you have no idea how good it feels to hear you say that. He was so predictable. You're so much more exciting. Last night was incredible.
You're incredible. Seriously, I knew the moment I saw you there was something special. Way more special than...
Than her. Thank you for choosing me. I know it couldn't have been easy.
Her? There is no her. There's only you. You're the one I spent last night with. You're the one I want to be with.
Oh, Caleb, you're so sweet. But you know, Olivia, it must have been hard to, you know.
Olivia who? Look, last night was about us. Just us. Don't worry about anyone else.
Okay, you're right. It's us now. That's all that matters. So what are we going to do now about, you know?
Don't worry about any you know. We're together now. That's the only thing that matters. You and me.
Oh, Caleb, that's all I've ever wanted to hear. So when can I see you again? I can't wait.
How about tonight? I was thinking we could celebrate our new beginning, just the two of us.
Perfect. I'll clear my schedule. Anything for you. So did you, tell her yet?
Tell who? There's no one to tell. There's only you.
You're so brave. I admire that. Leave her for me. It's a huge step.
You're worth it. Every single bit of it. You're the only girl in the world for me. You know that, right?
Oh, Caleb, you don't know how much that means to me. I knew we had something special. I just knew it.
So about tonight, I was thinking we should make things official. You know, take the next step.
Official? What do you mean?
I mean, marriage. Let's just do it. Why wait? We know what we want. We're good together. Let's just tie the knot.
Marriage? Wow, that's fast, but yes, I want to marry you, Caleb.
That's my girl. Now there's just one little thing. Paperwork. You know, to protect us both.
Paperwork? Like what?
A prenup, just standard stuff, you know, what's mine is mine, what's yours is yours, just to keep things clean and simple, especially since you're leaving your previous situation.
Oh, a prenup. Okay, well, that makes sense. You being you, protecting yourself. I understand.
Exactly. Smart thinking, right? Especially with how things can sometimes go. I'll have my lawyer draw something up, just a formality.
Okay, Caleb, whatever you think is best. I trust you. I can't wait to be your wife.
And I can't wait for you to be mine. Tonight, we celebrate. And then, our future begins. Get ready for a whole new life, baby. A much better one.
I am ready. More than ready. Thank you, Caleb, for everything.
Anything for you. Remember that. You're my everything now.
Olivia, you need to tell me what the hell is going on. I woke up this morning next to some guy who looked exactly like Caleb, said he was Caleb. We got married last night as Caleb, but his driver's license says his name is Jake Miller. What kind of sick joke is this? Was Caleb lying to me this whole time? Morning, sis. Quite the rude awakening, wouldn't you say? Rude awakening? Olivia, I married a complete stranger who looks exactly like your fiancé. He said he was Caleb. He told me he said he was leaving you for me. What the hell is happening? Oh, honey, you really fell for it, didn't you? You thought Caleb, my Caleb, the one who actually loves me, would suddenly decide to marry you in some secret ceremony? But it was him. He knew things. He was so convincing. But then the license, Jake Miller. Who is Jake Miller? Was Caleb using a fake name? Not exactly a fake name, more like the name of his identical twin brother. Meet Jake Miller, the charming but utterly reprehensible twin Caleb never really talks about. The one with the suspiciously convenient reappearance and, I'm guessing, a distinct lack of morals. Twin brother? Caleb has a twin brother? He never said a word. So, the man I married was Caleb's brother pretending to be him? Bingo. You managed to snag a Miller twin, Skylar, just not the right one. He played you. But the wedding, the vows, he said he loved me. All exchanged with the wrong guy. Did your whirlwind romance include a chat about the lovely little prenuptial agreement Jake insisted on? The one designed to financially cripple whoever initiates the divorce? A prenup. Oh, God. Oh, yes. Enjoy your impressive, ill-conceived marriage to the wrong twin, Skylar. Maybe you two can bond over your mutual talent for making spectacularly bad decisions. As for Caleb and me, we're going to continue planning our very real wedding without you. Toodles, hope your honeymoon with Jake is enlightening.
Caleb, you slimy bastard, you set me up!
Set you up? I have no idea what you're talking about, Jake. Unless, did you finally meet my fiancé? I heard you two hit it off. Got married even?
Don't play innocent with me! That woman! Skylar! She wasn't your fiancé. She was some loud, pushy mess. I never knew your fiancé had a twin sister. I married the wrong damn one.
Oh dear, you married Skylar? Our Skylar? Well, congratulations, brother. You always did have a knack for making interesting choices.
Interesting? My life is ruined. I signed a prenup with her. She's probably got 2 nickels to rub together. I thought your girl was supposed to be loaded, sophisticated. Olivia is loaded and sophisticated. You just married her sister, my less discerning sister-in-law. You knew! You knew it was her, and you let me go through with it! You wanted me to end up with that... Now, Jake, let's not get dramatic. I had no idea you were planning on impersonating me, let alone marrying anyone. You slithered back into town with your usual harebrained schemes. This whole mess is entirely your own doing. But she was acting like she knew me, like we had this big passionate thing. I thought she was just really forward. Skylar? Forward? Groundbreaking. Look, Jake, you jumped into this blindly, assuming any woman who looked remotely like me and was available was my wealthy fiancé. You didn't bother to do even the slightest bit of checking. You think this is funny, don't you? You're laughing at me. Well, Jake, I won't lie. There is a certain comedic irony to the situation. You tried to steal my fiancée thinking she was some easy mark, and you ended up shackled to our delightfully persistent sister-in-law. Serves you right, wouldn't you say? She's probably going to bleed me dry. That prenup is a disaster. A prenup you insisted on, I recall. Perhaps you should have vetted your target more thoroughly. Done a little digging beyond the superficial resemblance. You could have warned me. You could have said something. Warn you? About what? Your own spectacularly flawed plan? Besides, I didn't even know you'd met Skylar, let alone that you two were playing some bizarre game of mistaken identity and shotgun wedding. This isn't over, Caleb. You're going to regret this. Regret what, Jake? My happiness? My upcoming wedding to the woman I actually love? The fact that you're now legally bound to someone who will likely make your life as chaotic as you've always made mine? I think I'll manage. Maybe this will finally teach you a lesson about, well, a lot of things, but mostly about not impersonating your infinitely more stable and discerning twin brother. Good luck with the marriage, Jake. You're going to need it.
Well, life certainly took a bizarre turn, didn't it? Caleb and I eventually had our beautiful drama-free wedding, a stark contrast to the chaotic union of Skylar and Jake. Their marriage, predictably, was a disaster. The prenup Jake so smugly insisted on became his gilded cage. Skylar, equally stubborn and unwilling to be seen as the loser, refused to initiate a divorce that would leave her penniless. They were trapped, two people who never truly saw each other, bound by their own greed and foolishness. They became a cautionary tale, a reminder that chasing after illusions and trying to steal happiness rarely ends well. As for me, I finally got my happily ever after with the right twin, of course. And sometimes, when things get too quiet, I can't help but smirk a little, remembering Skylar's spectacular miscalculation.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Well, You heard me right. One of the most prestigious trading companies in the world. Wait, what? You got a job at Viral Trading? You see, boyo, when it comes to someone as brilliant as talented as me, instead of looking for work myself, our companies send talent scouts out in an attempt to recruit me. Yep, I guess you could call it that. I pull further away from you by the second. I guess a poor, miserable, poverty-stricken loser with no work ethic like yourself was never within a shot of keeping pace with a slick, high-rolling maverick hotshot like me to begin with. Well, that's right. Bottom-feeding depth grovelers like yourself aren't even allowed to apply. So you probably only ever heard about them on the news or in finance magazines. Looks like I'm gonna have to carry on zooming ahead on the path of success all by myself. Sucks to be you, nerd boy. So is this why you're messaging me? To tell me about your new job? I guess you could say that. Don't flatter yourself though, nerd boy. You're not the only one I told. You're making sure the whole world knows about it, huh? You betcha. This only further cements my position as the most successful person from my whole class. You do realize that, right? I was the best then, and I'm the best now. Elite. Say it with me, boyo. Elite. We have a class reunion coming up soon, so I figured I'd better give you nerds advance of my sheer brutal awesomeness so you could make the necessary mental preparations not to faint when you witness my radiant glowing aura of supreme competence and masculine achievement. Interesting. I see. By any chance, do you know who the CEO of Viral Trading's parent company is? What kind of question is that? Whatever. Who cares who the CEO is? Does it make a difference to me getting my big fat paycheck at the end of the month? Nah. If it doesn't matter, I'll just find out after I start working there. Right. I guess you will. I start next month. Okay, well, good luck, I guess. Hey, Jack. What the hell are you doing at Viral Trading, nerd boy? I just saw you walking down the corridor with my manager. Is he showing you around for your new temp job or something? Yeah, that must be it. Some of the boys were talking about a new temp starting soon. Is that you? I bet I know what this is. You got all jealous when you heard I got a spot at Viral Trading. So you figured you'd try your luck, didn't you? I bet you couldn't bear to see the fact of me zooming ahead of you on the path to success and wanted to steal some of my glory. Am I right? Well, in that case, but I very kindly take it upon myself to train you up. Looks like your desk is going to be next to mine, so this is perfect, actually. That's not all. I hear the CEO of our parent company is coming in for an inspection today. Who knows? He might be so blown away by my immense work capacity, incredible good looks, wit, charisma, charm, and humility that he gives me a full-time contract at the parent company. How about that? Alright, enough chit-chat, nerd boy. Get your ass over here right now. It's time for your training. Oh yeah, and from now on, you will always greet me by lowering your head and saying the following. Sir Biff, your excellence, please do me the kindness of gracing me, the big pea-brain moron, with your infinite wisdom. Hey, Jack, what the heck do you think you're playing at? You've been slacking off for a whole hour now. That's not all. I can see you're not reading my messages. There's no tick on them, nerd boy. You've got some nerve to ignore your direct supervisor like this. After I kindly offer to train you up, no less. If you carry on with this insolent attitude of yours, I'll have no choice but to hunt you down and show you what happens to any pitiful fool who dares to defy me. That noise you made was awesome. I can still hear it in my head. I stealthily crept up from behind as you idly chatted in the hallway like the useless slacker that you are, and slapped your butt cheek with a ruler as hard as I could. Yeah, that worked so well I think I might have to use it again. As your official supervisor, this is just what I needed to keep your ass in line. Which means, Jackie boy. It's time to drop your cocky attitude, you filthy, disgusting temp worker. If you don't hurry up and get to your desk, I'll come and slap that ass of yours again, you disobedient little peon. Want to get spanked with a ruler again? Or is the butt going too easy on you? I know. How about I hit you over the head with it instead? Or should I go for the back? Crack! I bet I could get a nice shot on your back. The sound would be like music to my ears. Whoop. Biff, you've only been at this company for a month, right? So what? I'm still a million times more important than filthy temp scum like you. It's time you learned your place, worm boy. Good grief. You should at least know the name and face of the CEO of your parent company. Huh? Jack. What the heck is going on here? Hello, Biff. Why would a temp worker be the CEO? Not just that, but the CEO of our parent company. Yep, that's right. I'm the CEO of Viral Holdings, parent company of Viral Trading. How could a pathetic temp worker like you ever become the CEO of anything? You have no professional achievements to speak of, and no one respects you. You seem to be making lots of assumptions and misunderstandings here, Biff. But like I tried to tell you before, there was a reason I went into temp work instead of finding a proper full-time job at a company like the rest of you guys back when we graduated college. A reason? But he didn't want me to go into a grain in it, so he told me to get a year or two's worth of temp agency experience so I'd know what the professional world was like before I took on the title of CEO. I did as I was told and spent 2 years working as a temp at various companies. After that, I started working at my dad's company and learned a bunch of stuff from the other employees. I finally got appointed as CEO a year ago. What? You didn't tell me anything about this back in college. Why would I tell you in the first place? Besides, I already learned the hard way that you should never tell people more than they need to know about this kind of thing, because it only ends up coming back to bite you in the ass. I figured I was better off keeping it quiet. Anyway, it's the kind of thing you go around telling people about, is it? What the hell? But if you had told me you were CEO, I never would have done it. The left butt cheek is all red and swollen because of your little stunt with a ruler. Whether I was a CEO or a temp employee is irrelevant. You do not go around slapping people's butt cheeks with rulers. That's unforgivable behavior in any workplace. Surely even you understand that. Not only that, but who do you think you are taking it upon yourself to be my supervisor and task yourself with the role of disciplining me? You can't seriously think the company would entrust such an important role to the newbie on his trial period who's barely been at the company a month? Who exactly do you think you are? Well, it's common knowledge that temp workers are pretty much like subordinates to workers with proper contracts. That's why I took the initiative with training you up. I'm pretty sure there's nothing like that written in the company rules. Besides, you do know there are some very talented temp workers who make more than regular employees. What? Wow, you didn't know that either. No, Anyway, you'll find out how we'll be dealing with you when your manager contacts you over the coming days. So for now, you're to do as you were told at the office and take a long, hard think about your behavior at home. Hey, Jack! Why the hell am I getting fired? This constitutes an unfair dismissal. What do you want me to do about it? You're the CEO of our parent company. Surely there's something you could do to help your friend out of this mess? I heard you got into viral trading through personal connections, isn't that right? Huh? So the head of the HR department at Viral Holdings is your cousin, huh? I guess that explains why you thought you could get away with being so arrogant and domineering towards me and the other employees. What's wrong with using available manpower? You guys needed a number cruncher and I needed a job. There's nothing necessarily wrong with getting hired through personal connections, but only if it means bringing quality personnel into the company. In that case, I'm all in favor of it. Then why question it? That said, this might sound strange coming from the man himself, but you've been at the company a whole month and you still don't know the name or face of the CEO of your parent company. Due to your fatal lack of knowledge, when you saw me doing an inspection tour of the building, you assumed I was a new temp being trained up based on absolutely no evidence whatsoever. Then you came up from behind and slapped me with a ruler. And that's not all. I received a report from Sarah from admin that you hang around her department for hours at a time, making inappropriate sexual remarks and inviting her out on dates. Hey, my love life is my own private business, so stay out of it. Sarah is engaged. But you knew that, didn't you? You kept harassing her even though she refused you firmly time and time again and made it very clear she was in a relationship. You pestered her relentlessly, trying to use the fact you were the cousin of Viral Holdings' HR manager as a way to impress her by trying to seem like some kind of hotshot. What's wrong with using the cards in my deck? Would you get mad at a poker player for using his ace? The fact that you think having relatives at a company gives you license to act like a selfish, creepy weirdo is messed up to begin with. To frame this more in line with your own way of thinking, you're the worst card in our deck and we have zero use for you. God, but why? Want to know who Sarah's husband is? It's me. What? What? Are you serious? The reason I went to Viral Trading HQ for an inspection in the first place was because Sarah told me she was being sexually harassed by some weird new guy. When I asked her more about it, it became pretty clear to me the individual in question was you. It was clear to me at this point allowing HR to hire through personal connections had turned out to be an absolute disaster. Being a jerk to me over messages is one thing, but I had to draw the line at sexually harassing my employees, which is why I arranged to come and check on you under the pretext of a facilities inspection and made my way down to company HQ in person. What? And when I did, not only did you not realize I was the CEO of the parent company, but you mistook me for a temp and somehow felt that gave you full license to come over and physically assault me from behind with a long, hard object. What? What kind of CEO are you? Who pulls crap like this? You can't do surprise inspections on your employees. That's not fair. What a dick move. The only reason it was a surprise to you is because you still didn't have a clue who the CEO of the parent company was after a whole month. Whose fault do you think that is? Maybe if you had spent more of your time focusing on your work and familiarizing yourself with the company than sexually harassing my employees, you wouldn't be in this mess. Oh my God. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. The reason you're getting fired is because your problematic behavior became too serious to ignore. God. Oh, and you should know I'm considering filing for compensation from you for the assault in the hallway. Compensation? Or to be more precise, settlement money that includes compensation. I already filed the police report. Police report? What the? If you want me to drop the charges, then I suggest you pay me enough money that I'd be willing to settle this out of court. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. What even is this? This is the result of your actions, Biff. Is that so hard to understand? You'll be receiving a call from my lawyer over the coming days. It would be in your best interest to have a good think about what you've done and cultivate some self-awareness as to what a grade A moron you've been before that happens. Are you serious? This cannot be happening. After the events of today's story, I found out another interesting little fact. Apparently, Biff had recently been fired from another company before joining us. As a result, he found it difficult to find anywhere else willing to hire him. which is why he ended up getting into viral trading through personal connections. However, he seems to have made a fatal error in his understanding of what entering a company on personal connections means, because it certainly doesn't give you license to treat others like crap. Actions have consequences, and naturally, Biff's behavior led to him being fired once more. It came to my attention later on that Biff's department manager had been aware of his problematic behavior, but kept quiet about it. Naturally, that was unacceptable, so some harsh words were spoken and the necessary action taken. As for the compensation, my lawyer got in touch with Biff as promised, and realized he had no choice but to pay up or face legal action and jail time. I got every cent of what I asked for in a lump sum. Apparently his mom and dad were kind enough to help him come up with the money. But that certainly didn't mean he was off the hook. I heard his dad called in a favor with an old drinking buddy to get him a job at a fish factory, where he was forced to work grueling 12-hour shifts and kept in line by a manager nicknamed the slave driver in order to come up with the money to pay them back. Not only that, but he was forced to live in a broom cupboard at the factory until his parents had been repaid every last cent they lent their wayward son. I'm not sure why he chose me of all people, but I got a random SOS message from him one day. Naturally, I blocked him as soon as I realized who it was and carried on about my day.
Kate, I'm sorry. I don't think things are gonna go well for our wedding tomorrow.
Wait, Roland? What's going on?
Ever since this morning, my dad has been saying the craziest things.
Like what?
He was screaming and yelling at me about how I'm trying to mix uneducated, low-life blood into our elite families.
Low-life blood?
I was wondering what he was doing when he left the house this morning, but then he came home with papers in his hand. Then he screamed out, "This marriage is off," before coming to me. The way he spoke about everything was all over the place, but I was able to get the gist of things. He was talking about your family that whole time. He rambled on and on.
My family? What was he saying about us?
My mom and I were able to get him to go into his office, and we're both waiting for him to calm down before we ask that same thing again. I'm sorry to ask this, but if we haven't figured out anything with him by tomorrow, you mind heading to the wedding venue before me? I'm gonna let the staff there know about this, and we'll come moments before the wedding all starts. And when I can, I'll do my best to explain what all happens with my dad by that time.
Understood. You don't have to talk with me all the time, but I'd like to be updated on this when you have your hands free.
Sure, I'll try my best to keep in touch with you throughout today and tomorrow. And if I haven't been able to get back to you for some time, you can go ahead and call or text me to get my attention. That would really help, actually.
All right, sounds good.
I really am sorry about this. This marriage is off!
Oh, is this Roland's dad? Now that I think about it, the last time I saw you, I had given you my phone number, right?
This marriage is off! We were just about to be completely fooled by you lowlifes. So, I'm not going to let you speak even one complaint about this marriage being off.
Can you tell me what's going on here? I'd like a proper reason for all of this nonsense.
You should know already without me saying anything. I should have expected that, though, from a bunch of brainless apes like you guys all are.
And what exactly do you mean by that? I can understand if this had something to do with only me, but asking for our marriage to not happen based off my family? Well, this doesn't seem to be about myself anymore, so I'd really like to know what's going on with you.
I guess I'll have to explain in order to get you to understand. Today, I learned from an investigator that both of your parents never graduated from high school back in the day. Are you not embarrassed by both of your parents being dropouts?
Embarrassed by something like that? So these things about my family being lowlifes and uneducated was specifically pointed at my mom and dad?
So that's what you're wanting to know about right now? Well, considering you had to be raised by those two monkeys, it only makes sense that you're unable to pick up on things normal human beings can. Now you listen very carefully, all right? In my family, every single one of us went to and graduated from a university. And if you'd like to know, they weren't just any universities, but only the best Ivy League schools in the U.S.
I don't really want to stomp on your parade there about people's educations, but I went and graduated from the same exact school as Roland.
And I'm sure you had to go there using federal grants and other things the government gives to the poor. You should have to go into debt in order to get an education.
I never received any grants or scholarships, and both my parents had to pay for me to go.
Stop lying to me. There's no way a couple of high school dropouts have that kind of money.
Sure, you're right that the both of my parents are different from most families and did not graduate from a university or anything. And considering that this world loves people that spend money to go to school over those that get an education outside of the normal system, they had to work really hard. But by the time I started to understand the real world, I wouldn't say that either of my parents were poor. Quite the opposite, actually.
I don't think a girl raised in a family of lowlifes has any idea what a proper family with money looks and feels like.
I really don't think there's much of a difference there, depending on the family one grew up in.
Anyhow, I will not allow for any of your foul, low-life blood to enter my elite family made up of only the most intelligent university graduates. We have no need for that disgusting blood in this family, so your marriage is off. I will not allow either of you to get married to one another. Don't you ever come around my elite family of university graduates again, you child of two uneducated heathens.
Roland?
Oh, Kate, I'm sorry, but currently we've gotten nowhere with him. We were able to keep him in his office, but he's gone and locked the door on us now and won't come out at all.
Well, I just got a load of texts from that father of yours.
What? Is that right? I guess you did give him your number the last time you guys met, right?
He left me a ton of reasons for why he doesn't want us to get married, so I'll send you some screenshots to help you see what I mean.
I'm assuming it's all some really nasty stuff he said?
I'm sorry, but your father's a dick. Especially about my parents. He said a lot about the both of them.
What?
All of that talk about my family being lowlifes was primarily aimed at my parents never graduating from high school.
That's... I'm so sorry about that. I know it will take some time, but send me screenshots of everything he said, please. Depending on what he said, I'll show it to both my mom and my little brother. You won't mind that, will you?
No, go right ahead and let them know. I'm probably going to go and show my parents as well.
Understood.
I guess I'll start to send you all of those screenshots now.
Sorry about this, but please do. You're not canceling that wedding, and you're carrying it out until the very end. What the hell do you think you're doing?
So instead of asking your son about that, you're going to text me?
I already ordered Roland not to get married to you, but him not listening to me and going through with the wedding anyway has to have been your doing for sure.
But the one that chose to make sure that you weren't going to be a part of this wedding was Roland himself. Both your wife and your younger son also agreed to this and have been telling everyone the reason you're not here is due to you being very sick.
Excuse me? I was led to believe that everyone was still home and didn't go due to the TV being left on in the living room.
From what I hear, besides when you go to the bathroom, you are locking yourself in your home study and not coming out, right?
Are you really telling me that everyone went along with the wedding and not having me there that easily?
To be honest, a lot of thought went into this, but from the very beginning, the both of my parents have been very fond of Roland. And when it came to you having a lot against them due to their education, they made sure to treat that as a completely different problem, allowing the two of us to still get married to one another.
So you're telling me that two uneducated chimps' thoughts carry more weight around everyone than an elite university graduate like myself?
You're still going on about that?
I sure am. In order to make this clear to you once again, in this world, those that have dropped out of high school and never made anything of themselves are nothing compared to an elite degree-holding man like myself.
So, even after all that's been done and said to you, you're not only going to still think like that, but still venture to say that the both of my parents are less than human?
There's nothing wrong with that, as I'm correct here.
Then there's no other option here. My mom and dad are ending that contract.
What? Contract? Ending it? What are you talking about? I don't remember there ever being any contract signed with a couple of lowlifes like yourselves. Cancel that contract cancellation right now! Right now my position is in danger because of this.
I really don't understand why you're contacting me about that when I have zero to do with it.
Well, the man I asked to go and speak with your parents directly told me that they didn't want to hear a word from him.
Well, I can understand why that was. Now, allow me to explain the situation for you then. Originally, you were put in charge of making very good relations with an up-and-coming company that's making a lot of money right now. You were supposed to go and learn all about said company and make a partnership with it in order to help your company as well. Well, it just so happens that said company is run by my mom and dad, and that it is very important to you guys over there.
And this was the first time I'd ever heard about who your parents are, the moment I walked into the office and heard from my boss.
I spoke with you before about the location I've been working at, and that it so happens to be the same company my parents own and manage.
What?
When it comes to the cancellation of this major contract, the main reasons for it are that neither of my parents want to have relations with a company who employs people like you, who judge others based off their education and nothing else, and are willing to openly make horrible remarks about them. And that's what you were told by your boss today, right?
Please, Kate, can you please go and talk with your parents and explain to them that this was all a huge mistake on my part and will never happen again?
I'm really sorry, Davis, but even though I work within their company, I am nothing more than a simple office worker there. Naturally, that means I have no right at all to be telling them what to do with you, especially when you were personally making rude remarks about them.
You're the daughter of the CEO, though!
And if I abuse that position of mine, I will be fired.
Well, do something about that, then. Had I freaking known your parents were very important business partners, then I wouldn't have said those things about them, and would have been all for your marriage to Roland.
Well, that's not the topic of discussion right now, is it?
What?
No matter who the people you knew about were, the way you acted out and spoke about them was not okay for someone your age. The reason that this contract is being canceled now isn't just because of the way you acted towards the wedding yesterday.
What?
Some people have said that you're causing a lot of trouble for coworkers at your job that didn't end up going to college or anything like that, and joined the workforce right after high school. Are you sure your ways of judging and belittling people at such an egregious rate don't have something to do with you now?
Then what the hell am I supposed to do here? There's no changing the fact that I graduated from a university, and those employees are high school graduates, and your parents are middle school graduates. Those are all facts. What the hell am I supposed to do about all of that?
Unfortunately, you still don't seem to get what the problem really is with you.
Then what the hell is it?
Too late now. Since you don't seem to care at all about fixing yourself and making up for all the damage you've caused, I'm going to have to relay that to my parents.
Huh? Hey, you stop that!
Screw off.
Stop that right now!
Straight to the point, the deal in question was allowed to continue. However, there was a condition: remove the problematic employee from the new project. That problematic employee, as you might have guessed, was none other than my fiancé's father, Davis. As a result, Davis was demoted to a dead-end position, stripped of any real responsibility, and had his salary significantly reduced. His once prominent position in the company was gone, replaced by the shame of being sidelined in his professional life. This turn of events didn't just affect his career, though. It spilled over into his personal life as well. Soon after, Davis's wife, my mother-in-law, filed for divorce. I'll never forget the last time I saw her. As we were saying our goodbyes, she looked Davis straight in the eye and, in the calmest voice, said, "I think you're under a misconception. I'm not a college graduate, but a high school graduate." Davis, who had always prided himself on appearances, looked utterly stunned, as if he'd been hit by a bombshell. He didn't know what to say, and I couldn't help but notice how much that one comment affected him. This revelation might seem insignificant to an outsider, but for Davis, it cut deep. He had always acted with a certain arrogance, believing that his wife, his career, and his life were all perfect and prestigious. To find out that the woman he had been married to for years was not the educated upper-class partner he had assumed her to be must have been a huge blow to his ego. It was as though the foundation upon which he had built his sense of superiority was crumbling before his eyes. Not long after this, Davis chose to resign from his position at the company. Officially, it was a voluntary resignation, but everyone knew the truth. He was forced out. Whether it was due to shame, stress, or simply an inability to deal with the drastic changes in his life, Davis couldn't handle it anymore. He walked away from the career he had worked so hard to build, a career that had once defined his identity. However, walking away wasn't the end of his troubles. Davis was already in his late 50s, and finding a new job at his age, especially after the scandal that surrounded his name, proved to be impossible. He had burned too many bridges over the years, alienating colleagues and subordinates with his overbearing attitude. He had always believed himself to be untouchable, the kind of person who could say and do anything without facing consequences. But now, as he searched for employment, it became painfully clear that no one was willing to help him. From what I've heard, Davis is now living a life far removed from the one he once knew. Gone are the days of high-powered meetings, expensive suits, and the respect he commanded in the corporate world. Instead, he scrapes by doing day labor, picking up whatever odd jobs he can find just to put food on the table. The fall from grace has been steep, and the man who once lived in luxury is now struggling to survive. It's hard not to feel a mix of emotions when I think about Davis. On one hand, his downfall feels like the inevitable consequence of years of poor decisions, both in his professional and personal life. He treated people around him with disdain, always assuming he was better than everyone else. Whether it was his colleagues, subordinates, or even his family, Davis had a way of belittling those who didn't live up to his impossible standards. In the end, that arrogance isolated him, and now, when he needs the help the most, there's no one willing to offer him a hand. He was a man who built his career from the ground up, and in many ways, he deserved the success he achieved. But somewhere along the way, he lost sight of what truly mattered, and that's when everything started to unravel. As for his personal life, the divorce from my mother-in-law was the final nail in the coffin. Their relationship had been strained for years, but Davis had always assumed that his wife would stay by his side no matter what. In his mind, she was a part of the image he wanted to present to the world, an educated, cultured woman who matched his idea of success. But when she revealed that she wasn't the person he thought she was, it was a wake-up call. Suddenly, Davis realized that everything he had built was based on false assumptions. In the end, Davis's life is the cautionary tale of what happens when pride, arrogance, and poor judgment go unchecked. He had everything, career, family, status, but he took it all for granted. Now he spends his days doing menial labor, barely scraping by, while the world moves on without him. It's a lonely, impoverished existence, and it's hard not to imagine the regret he must feel as he looks back on the choices he's made. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story. Dad, can you start coming home right now?
Oh, Mary?
But you're on a business trip right now, aren't you? There's no way you can come all the way home now.
I'm sorry for taking so long to get back to you. If you have a lot to talk about, you can go ahead and start telling me it all now, since I'm about to get on the train anyway. By the way, what happened to you being at school? You shouldn't have the day off or anything like that today, right?
I have a fever and decided to come home early.
Wait, did you catch a cold or something?
Probably, yeah.
I see. You go get into bed then and warm yourself up and take some water into your room with you so you stay hydrated. There should be some medication in the pantry you can take if you start to feel even worse and cough more, all right?
But, Dad, I can't get into the house right now.
Huh? Did you forget to take the house key with you to school today?
I guess so. I went and changed my bag yesterday to a brand new one, and when I was moving all of my things over into it, I must have forgotten the house key.
Wait, but Mom should still be there at the house today, right? She told me she didn't have any plans to leave the house for today.
I heard that from her as well, but it doesn't look like she's home right now. I rang the doorbell over and over again, but she never came, as well as banged on the door some. And the man next door just came out and told me that about an hour ago, Mom left the house and hadn't come back yet.
What is she doing right now? And right now you have a fever, right? Do you think you can make it over to Grandpa's house just down the road? I heard that Grandma took the day off her part-time job as well, so she'll be home to take care of you. Let me call and ask them if it's fine for you to go there.
I should be able to make it out to their house soon.
Have a safe trip and be careful, please. I'm going to talk with my company and see if I can start heading home today to meet with you tonight.
Sounds good.
Marge, next month I'll be going on a really long business trip, all right?
What?
From the second Monday that month, I'm going to be out of town for about 3 to 4 days, or maybe even a week if I have to.
Wait, you have to be gone for up to a week?
What, is there something wrong with that?
Well, actually, during that time next month, I'm probably going to be going on a small trip out of town.
Well, that's pretty rare of you.
Well, look, a couple of months ago I had that high school reunion, right? Back then I ran into some old friends of mine again, and we've been talking a lot more ever since. And, we started to talk a lot about the field trips we'd go on and stuff like that in high school. And as we talked and talked and talked, we came up with a plan for a trip that all of us want to take together.
I see. So this all started because of that reunion?
If I really can, I'd love to be able to go on this trip, so I was wondering if it would be all right to leave Mary over at your parents' place for them to watch over her. I know that she's a high schooler now, but she can't be left home all alone for 10 days without me around, right?
That's a good point. I don't mind you taking some time to go on that trip with your friends, but first I'll have to ask and see if my parents will be all right with watching Mary for that time. Once I have an idea of what their plans all are, I'll get back in touch with you and we can chat some more.
Sounds good. I'm not able to get the front door open at all. What's going on here? Maybe it's my key that's broken, but I really don't think that it is. Do you have any idea what's up with the lock on the front door?
Welcome home, Marge.
By the way, are you even home right now?
I'm home.
Then could you please hurry up and come open the front door to let me inside?
I don't think it's going to help if I came and opened the door to the house.
What do you mean it wouldn't help?
Because the house that you're at is my previous house, right?
What? What do you mean by it being your previous house?
I moved.
Huh?
Sorry for doing this while you were out having that affair with another man, but Mary and I have moved out of there and are settled in here, so there's no reason for you to come back to us anymore.
What? Hold on a second. What was that about me having an affair? What are you going on about right now?
Are you gonna try playing dumb with me now or something?
Are you seriously saying that I've been having an affair with another man?
Well, that's what I just said, wasn't it?
Oh, stop talking a ton of nonsense about me, please. I told you already that this trip was me and my old friends getting together to go enjoy ourselves. We literally talked about this already, right?
Really? So you like to go with your friends to hotels like that one?
What?
If that's the kind of place you're taking your friends to, and those are the kinds of things you do with them there, then I do not want to meet any one of them. And to think that the man is married himself.
Huh?
And to make things even more tough, he's the father of one of Mary's classmates. What I'm hearing so far is that you and him talk to one another a lot due to the fact that you both have kids in the same class, and that ended up with you in bed together for 10 days. I'm really trying to figure out how that could have happened so quickly, because if there's no good reason for it, that's all too strange. Honestly, you guys' reasoning might be something I can't comprehend.
How much do you know about this?
I know the things that are most important to me, so a lot of it.
What?
The reason I began to have doubts about you in the first place started the last time I had to leave town for work. I never ended up saying anything to you about this, but Mary ended up having a fever at school and took the rest of the day off to be at home. But when she made it home to a house where you should have been, she said you weren't there when she called me. After hearing from her that you were nowhere to be found, I ended up texting you asking where you were at. Do you remember that? You told me that you were at home, the same home that Mary said you specifically weren't at.
That's what that was all about? Now that I think about it, there was a time when she came down with something. But she told me that she had stayed at school the whole day and never took time off to come home.
That was because she didn't want you figuring out that we were onto you at the time. I guess she wanted to keep everything we thought about you a secret, though, because I never actually told her not to say anything to you. On that day, you were out with that other man, right? What the hell do you think you're doing at the age of 45 when you have a kid in high school?
Well, you said that you both moved out of this house, right? Tell me where your new address is.
Why should I do that?
Why should you?
Why do you think I would keep us moving to a new house quiet from you?
But...
Mary really hates your guts now, Marge.
What?
On that day, on a rare day where she was so sick and needed to leave school to go home and rest, she came home to nobody being inside and having no way to let herself in. I'm sure she felt helpless as hell then. And after that, thinking when she'd talk with me I'd give her a reason for why you weren't home, we both had to learn that you've been having an affair. And that day you were out with another man who wasn't her dad. I think to a high school girl like Mary, learning something like that about her own mom is one of the most, if not the most, shocking things ever. So it makes sense why she hates you so much now.
But, I think that at least meeting once to talk all of this over.
That's not enough to get me to tell you my new address where we're living. Also, I have one other thing to tell you that's pretty important. Mary's changing schools.
She's changing schools? She's going to have to leave her current high school and go somewhere else?
That's what she wanted. How could she go to a school every day with a classmate whose dad has been going out with her mom behind her dad's back? It's too much for her to handle now, and with her having to apply for college in a couple years, she can't waste her time worrying about you anymore. So after thinking things through for a little bit, she decided to change schools. I wanted to do anything for her, and that's why I made sure to get us a house closer to where her new school will be.
No way!
I'm also transferring jobs.
Huh?
I had plans for something like this before, all right? I wanted to talk with you about it, but then I learned you were most likely having an affair and decided to keep all of this to myself. Then, soon after that, I learned that you were indeed going out with another man behind my back. I thought about how having to continue living in a house like that would ruin my daughter's and my own mental health, and chose to sell it.
What the hell? Where the hell am I supposed to go then?
How about you go back to your parents' house?
What?
I already made sure to send all of your things there. Also, the lawyer will be paying your parents' house a visit soon, so...
A lawyer?
There are a lot of things we have to decide on in the divorce, so I decided it would be best to have a lawyer involved in all of this. And, of course, your secret man is going to be involved in all of this as well.
Why do you keep carrying on with this conversation if you do something like that to me?
There's no reason to be worried about what everyone else is going to think about you now. Both your parents and that man's wife are well aware of what you've both been up to.
No way!
I'm just going to let you know right now, you don't have any allies in this.
No, doing all of that without me.
Remember, it was you who asked for all of this by having that affair, so could you at least cut it out with trying to blame others for your responsibilities?
No, at least not a divorce.
If you have anything to say about it, please go have a word with my lawyer. I don't want to talk with you anymore. Mary would like to start making a new environment here with me that is much happier than the one you've created, so stay out of the way of that, please.
Wait!
With all that being said, I don't think you and I will be meeting with one another anymore.
I just told you to wait!
Goodbye forever. Later, after finalizing the arrangements for alimony and child support, the divorce was officially settled. It seems that my ex-wife had planned to remarry her affair partner, but surprisingly, he chose to reconcile with his own wife instead. In a complete reversal, she immediately turned to me asking for reconciliation. When I refused, she apparently went to my parents' house, only to be shocked by the fact that a different family was living there. She was completely taken aback by this unexpected situation. I had already informed her that my parents had moved with me when I relocated, but it seems she had forgotten. In her panic, she caused quite a scene at the house. Afterward, she was severely scolded by her parents. Given that alimony and child support were part of the divorce settlement, her parents arranged for her to be transferred to a distant workplace. There, she's under strict supervision and seems to have finally come to terms with the situation. Now, from what I hear, she spends her days quietly working, going through her routines in silence. Thinking back on the sequence of events, it's almost surreal how quickly things escalated and then shifted again. My ex-wife had been so certain that her future lay with the man she had chosen over me, yet fate had other plans for her. I can't help but feel a sense of poetic justice in how things unfolded. The fact that her affair partner decided to return to his wife, abandoning her plans for remarriage, must have been a crushing blow to her. In that moment, she probably realized the gravity of her choices and the consequences of her actions. When she turned to me seeking reconciliation, I was already past the point of no return. The betrayal and hurt she had caused couldn't simply be undone with a request for forgiveness. I had spent countless sleepless nights agonizing over the situation, but by the time she asked to come back, I had made peace with the idea of moving on. Refusing her was my way of reclaiming my dignity and asserting that I deserved better than being her second choice. Her visit to my parents' old house still makes me laugh when I think about it. The fact that she went there expecting to find them, only to discover that a completely different family was living there, must have been quite a shock. I had clearly told her we had moved, but it's clear she wasn't paying attention, or maybe she was too caught up in her own world to remember. Either way, the scene she caused when she realized her mistake was both embarrassing and unnecessary. Her parents, who had always been somewhat strict, understandably didn't take kindly to her behavior. From what I gather, they were deeply disappointed in her choices. With the divorce settled, they arranged for her to be sent to a workplace far away where she could no longer easily meddle in my life or cause more disruptions. The fact that she's now under close watch means she's finally had to confront the reality of her situation. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Mom, prom at the convention center downtown is over with now, so I'm going to head out to dinner with some of my friends before coming back home to you. We shouldn't be out too late tonight, and I might even have a friend of mine come over to stay the night as well, if that's okay. Sounds great, Danny. Just make sure you don't get that prom dress dirty while you're out having fun at the restaurant or wherever you guys plan to have dinner. I'll try. By the way, your sister's going to pick you up later on with her car. Wait, really? Oh, that's such a huge help for me. And if the rest of your friends are all heading back home in the same direction, she said she'd be happy to accommodate 3 others in the back of the car. So when you have a time, a place, and an amount of people you plan to have taken home, please text your sister and let her know. Roger that. I'll ask everyone and see who can ride along. Betsy, what the hell do you think you're doing? Marv? Oh, it's been a long time since I last spoke to you through text. Isn't something like this a bit difficult for you? Or have you finally come around to getting used to texting people? This has nothing to do with me and my texting abilities. I'm here to yell at you about how you went and stole my dress. What? I never stole any of your dresses, though. And to start you off with a little bit of important information regarding us, I haven't been out to your place in the past 5 years. I remember you told me to stay away from your house the last time I'd been there, all because my daughter never ended up going to a private high school like your son's daughter has. And you told me that was a crime in your family. And sure, I've passed through town close by to your place before, but not once have I stopped to even say hi to any of you guys there. So then you're saying you broke in and stole the dress? That means you must have made your own key for this house, so I'm asking that you hand that over to me now. Either that or I'll go ahead and change the locks to this house myself and have you pay for the fees. I have neither broken into your house or used a spare key that I'd made to get into there. Well, for the time being, I just want my dress back. And of course, I want you to have it cleaned before handing it back to me. You want your dress cleaned? If you hand that dress back over to me in the sorry state that you've most definitely left it in, then I'm going to make you pay me double for having stolen it from me. Mom, I just called and asked for Jessica to come and get me. Danny, why do you seem so gloomy right now? And why are you already asking to be brought home when it's only been around an hour since you told me you'd be going out to dinner with your friends? As we were walking down the street to head to the restaurant, we passed by Grandma's house. You know, Dad's mom's house. And as we were passing by it, I had red wine splashed all over the dress. What? Marv? I just got a couple of text messages from Danny a few seconds ago, and I'm starting to believe that what she said to me has to do with this dress of yours, which you believe I broke into your house and stole from you? Does that mean you're the one that went out and threw red wine all over her prom dress as she was walking by? That was me. As I had gone out to grab the wine I had ordered, which just arrived and would be given to Jasmine for her prom party, I saw your daughter out there wearing my dress as she walked by. No matter how one looked at it, it was very clear that you went and stole my dress from me so that she could have a dress to wear on the day of her prom. I told you already I did not steal that dress. If it were family that had done this to me, I could find a way to forgive them, but it was a stranger who stole my dress from my house. A stranger? I told you that you're no longer allowed anywhere near this house, this family, which makes you a stranger to my family. And for starters, I never once said that I was okay with you getting married to my younger son, and even though it's been 20 years now since you guys got married, I still do not forgive you for that. You are a thief who went and stole my son from me. And I just saw as your daughter of all creatures was out wearing the dress that you stole from me. I suppose thieves have to learn from somewhere, right? And that means she'll make for a good thief herself now. The reason I threw that red wine all over her and the dress was to make sure that you'd have to pay to have the dress cleaned, or else I would have never gotten over the rage that I was in. Getting rid of all those stains from that pearl white dress is going to cost you a lot of money, especially when those stains were made with red wine of all things. I'm not sure the dress will even be salvaged after that. This all feels so wonderful for me right now. The one paying for that dress to be cleaned won't be me, but you, Marv. Huh? Don't you dare start crying about what'll happen with you later. Danny, this is about your prom dress from a few weeks ago. It took a lot of time and a lot of steps to have cleaned, but it's starting to look good as new now with pretty much all of the stains gone. Really? Oh, that's so great to hear. Seems that your friend you were with at the time, who had the bright idea of patting off a lot of that wine the moment it hit your dress, was a hero that night. Make sure to go and tell them thank you for using up all of their tissues for that, please. Will do. By the way, have you talked with Aunt May about any of that? Just once. And what did she say about all of this? She was even more angry than I was at the time. I'm sure she was. I mean, Grandma did something that would get anyone's blood boiling, right? Especially when that dress was something you had gotten from your grandma a long time ago and was still in mint condition. That's right. Originally, that dress was given to my sister, Aunt May, after my mom didn't want it anymore, who then went and gave it to me. And when you turned 14, I handed it down to you because I was the only one of us to have a daughter in the first place. And then with me, I remember how upset she was when she had to give it to you because she only had boys and no girls. And, well, that dress was almost ruined with wine, all because Dad's mom thought that the dress was hers for some reason, and that she had the right to call you and I thieves for having it? Mom, I really hate that Grandma so much, and I wish she'd just die. Like, seriously, I wish she would just kick the can already, because there's no way someone who hates their own son even should be alive. For the time being, I think that a lot of this misunderstanding will be taken care of. And I was able to hear from Aunt May about how Grandma became so confused there and started to think that I had stolen that dress from her. Wait, how could Aunt May know? Oh, that's right. Both your mom and Dad's mom went to the same elementary school when they were younger and were in most of the same classes, right? That's what it seems like. But they weren't really that close, and one could say they actually hated one another back then. Well, with the past in mind, we are going to be making sure that jerk gets what's coming for her after what she did. Listen here, Betsy. I have been waiting this whole time, wondering when you'd be giving me my dress back from that dirty daughter of yours, and was even being patient with the cleaning for it and everything. Now, what the hell do you think you're doing, making me pay for that dress to be cleaned instead of giving it back to me now? I'm sure that the price it costs to have the dress cleaned is more than one would normally think, but it's not to the point you can't pay it off, right? And of course, that price isn't going to be enough to make you pay for having ruined my daughter's time after her prom, when she was just about to go out with all of her friends to have dinner that night. So I'll make sure to deal with you later on that one, since we've both gone and settled the bill for the dress's cleaning. So get to it, making sure that the bill is paid for on time. I told you already that you guys went and stole my dress from my house and tried to use it as your daughter's prom dress. You are thieves! Do you remember anything about my mom? Huh? Your mom happened to be one of the girls that was in some of my classes throughout elementary school, right? And that was my number one reason for not wanting to let my son and you get married to one another. And I know the reason for why you hate my mom. It's because you had your first love back then and went to him confessing your love and asking him to date you. But he turned you down and did so because he said that he was in love with my mom and wanted her instead. Huh? Why do you know about that? I'm sure that you don't remember this, but back in the day, you really made a name for yourself after being so emotional, and that story spread throughout the school like wildfire. What? There were all kinds of things that you did throughout the years, and when it came time for you both to go to prom, the same sorts of things happened. My mom happened to wear a dress at that time that very much resembled yours, and you told her not to wear the same dress as you before dousing her in tons of water. But before she could become totally drenched, she was able to move out of the way with her very quick-reacting soccer player body, and was okay. Oh, I remember all of that. I was in such a fury, wondering how much more that woman wanted to traumatize and hurt me back then before she'd be willing to leave me the hell alone. And I hear she proved to you that the dress she had on only resembles yours a little because of a complete coincidence. Huh? In other words, you really only attempted to drench her completely over something that wasn't even that big of a deal and wasn't something she had done on purpose. And so what? You're bringing up something that happened between your mom and I over 30 years ago, so what's the point in all of this? So you still don't get it then? What the hell are you trying to tell me? Have you ever gone to see if that dress you think we'd stolen from you is missing from your closet yet? What the hell are you talking about? That dress that you threw red wine all over, which Danny had been wearing to prom, was the same exact dress that her mom wore, that I wore, back when you told me not to wear the same dress as you 30 years ago. That so happens to be my mom's dress, which she has passed along from generation to generation. What? It's a dress that my mom first handed down to my sister, who then handed it down to me, which I then handed down to my daughter for her prom. It is a history in my family of being worn to proms, and that is why I wanted Danny in it this year. So this whole thing about you saying I'm the one who stole your dress is yet another one of your ridiculous misunderstandings. Even after 30 years, you are still assuming that the dress my family has is the same dress as the one you own, right? But I'm certain that you guys stole mine. Also, I've heard that the dress you had for prom years ago was repurposed into a wedding dress, where there was a lot more volume added to it before you got married, right? What? Oh, that might be true. You can't tell me that you confused a simple prom dress with that of your very own wedding dress, right? I understand that I shouldn't be confusing the two. Then allow me to ask you one last time about this. Have you gone and taken a look in the closet to see if your dress is still there or not? And did you start to call my daughter and I a thief before or after you went and looked for your dress? Did you go out and ruin my daughter's dress on prom night after having gone and looked in your closet for the dress you just assumed we'd stolen from you? I'm sure you don't know this yet, but that dress is something that helped me remember my mom, who passed away 3 years ago. What? Are you going to apologize to me now that you're aware of that? Betsy, where the hell have you all gone off to? I had to go over to your neighbor's place after ringing your doorbell over and over and over again, waiting for you to come out. And when I asked them what happened to all of you, they told me you all moved out of the house a few days ago. I never heard a thing about that. I know, because we all moved away without ever telling you about it. Huh? Why would you do something like that to me? We learned that the whole situation with that dress was because of a misunderstanding, right? And I paid you for the amount you were asking, so why? Because we didn't want to have to deal with you coming after us once you'd paid me. Coming after you guys? You were told by your husband that he would be divorcing you now, and by your older son that he and his family would all be moving away from you now, right? Your husband came to us a few weeks ago stating that there was a very high chance that you'd come out to find us at our house, and that it was best we left before anything like that happened. Then, where am I supposed to go now? How about you find yourself a job right now and start looking for a place to live before your husband goes and kicks you out of his house? I know of a few construction companies in town that are looking for help at the moment, so how does that all sound? No way. I'm at that age now where it's way too difficult for me to do any sort of physical labor, especially something like construction work. Why would I ever want to go to some company where I'd have to be used to do physical labor like that? That isn't fair. Those last couple of texts I received from my mother-in-law all came from her after she had gone over to our house and was trying to get us to come out and help her. After she had gone over and spoken with our neighbor and then ran back over to our front porch again to text us some more, she noticed Marv drop her phone onto the concrete and then keel over into a fetal position to start crying. And all she screamed about was why she had to go back to working at her age and nothing more. It was at that point that Marv then received texts from not only her husband but her son as well, updating her on their situations and ultimately her situation. Her husband sent her photos of the divorce papers as he was handing them in, saying that she had until tomorrow to be moved out of his house. And the messages from her older son were all about how he and his family were now moved into a new apartment and would no longer be seeing her anymore. These things all piled on top of what she was already screaming about, and that led to her throwing a temper tantrum on the porch. One of her husband's friends saw this happening on our front porch and decided to call around looking for places that would be willing to hire her. He then found someone who would be willing to hire her, and they told him that they'd be there to pick her up in no time. Before long, and right as Marv was getting up to walk home after her tantrum had stopped, 2 black vans pulled into the driveway and a couple of people got out of them and asked her to please get into a van, all while she began to scream and cry. Ever since that day, nobody in the town has ever seen her again, and many people wonder if she's even in the same state as us anymore. I hope that wherever she is now, it's in a good company that does a great job of turning people into productive members of society, and will make short work out of her awful personality for good. As for myself, my husband, and my daughter, we all made sure to move to the other side of town, which is much more of a wooded area, and a place where we could hide our location a lot more easily from Marv. Danny was still able to go to the same school after the move, and my husband and I were able to keep the lives we had before without having to throw much away. And actually, this move worked out perfectly for us anyway, because our house is not only a bit smaller, which is something my husband and I were starting to want as Danny will soon be leaving our house, but the yard is much bigger too. Now my husband can enjoy a lot of the outdoor activities he did in the past with his brother and dad, instead of having to stay all hunched up in the larger yet yardless house we had in the city.
Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.